Hey everyone. So, I've been saying for a minute that I was going to do a video to show how you can take these cheap Harbor Freight pliers and turn them into good pliers that are specially done to do like wire wrapping. Well, today at the market, someone told me that they needed to cut some soft wire. I had asked if it was steel. They said no. And they effed up my fucking pliers. So, I'm gonna take this aggravating incident and I'm gonna make a video for you guys to show you how to make pliers that are good for specialty wire wrapping. Or cutters. Cutters! It's been a long day, everyone. Sorry. Alright, let's get started. And you may be asking, like, well, what's the difference? The difference doesn't seem like a lot. But when you have to get into a tight space, having thinner pliers is better. You can take off more than I did on this, and actually on this next pair I'm going to. So we're going to start out with the trusty 3-inch bench grinder, and I'm going to grab some water, and let us begin. Turn this on. So you want to have water nearby. As these heat up, any temper they may have, which I don't think is much, could be affected, and with how thin that edge is, it's possible to heat that up quickly. So, you want to do this in short amounts. And dip in water. And like, you definitely don't want to be doing this number. And just like, ooh, yeah. No bueno. And you can go about it in different ways too. There we go. And I'm going to start by taking down the sides and making them slimmer. Okay, we're gonna fast forward till I change to something else. Alright, so I've gotten these slimmed down on the sides, but it's still a really high, like, that doesn't need to be so thick. And so I'm gonna take that down, And it's kind of the same process, just slowly shaping it. And this here is where you really want to make sure that you don't overheat it, because you want your tips to be as hard as you can keep them. Always wear eye protection. And as you can see, I'm just slowly, gently shaping them to get exactly enough metal there to cut whatever I may need to cut, but also slender enough to fit into tight spaces, which is really helpful when you're working on jewelry. Because, you know, it's all those people who have said, like, oh, you need the expensive GRS graver, or you got to get that super expensive flex shaft. None of that's true. Don't get me wrong. Better tools, you're going to get, they're going to save you work and make it easier to do a good job. But that doesn't mean that they're going to provide what you, or that they, you know, cheap tools. You can do what anyone else can do with the good tools. It just takes more effort, and sometimes you gotta make some adjustments. I could pay $60 for the expensive cutters, or I can make my own. I prefer to make my own. Because if I had a $70 pair of cutters, they still would have gotten screwed up when dude decided to be a dummy and cut steel after I said they won't cut steel. While you're doing this part, keep your pliers closed. Actually, like, also then I move over to this wheel, which takes off, it does more of a polish, and I continue to keep them closed. Putting some angles, not necessary. This is where I'm just starting to get a little artsy about it. Also, if you're watching this video, you may have had a good pair of pliers before. And if you did, you can save the handles off of them, and then take these crappy handles off, and boom, you got a primo set of pliers. Glue them on, next day they're ready to go. Dude had said that he would buy me a new pair. I let it go, but I mean, if I'd have had the primos on, I easily could have been like, dude, that's a $80 pair of pliers, buddy. Custom adapted here at Celestial Reach. Come on. It's like I'm adding facets to my pliers. Because, you know, why not? finish putting a little bit of a polish on it. You really don't have to go this far. Matter of fact, I don't think I would recommend it. Again, keep plier tips closed. And yeah, screw it, let's go all the way, yeah. Alright, so these are really nice in the fact that, like, you can just yank off the handles. I probably don't have a use for these. They aren't the greatest. I mean, they are rubber of a sort, but they're kind of hard and poorly designed. I guess is the best way I can put that. So, sorry with my hip. It's a little bit difficult to set myself up the right way. I'm gonna, like, just go pro, like, make these look as pro level as I can. So the next step in doing that, and then no one's gonna touch these, period, but me, is, I'm gonna take all this black off. It's just not needed. I don't have to take it all the way down because the handles are going to cover up a lot of this, but and this is just saving me time. Sorry. Oh, I almost forgot to record the last part, everyone. So I got as much of that black off as I could and put a bit of a shine to it. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna be happy with it. That's what matters. And so I'm using super glue right now because my super glue, like, is just at the edge of its life, basically. And so I'm like, well, might as well just use up as much of that as I can. And yeah, I'm just going to very liberally place some super glue on there. If it ends up getting caught up in the spring part, it should be okay. That shouldn't be too much of a problem with these ones, at least. that right there. And then this edge too. Like, you really can't use too much of this for this part. Matter of fact, like, well, okay, it's on pretty solid on the other side already, so I'm gonna call that a win. Ooh, okay, I might have lied. Maybe, just maybe, a little too much. That's alright. And now I just let it dry. I can see there's a spot right here. Doesn't hurt to just jam a little extra in there and just coat right along the sides here just to make sure that, you know, it stays the way I want it to. But, yeah. That is how you take a $3 pair of pliers and make them work as good, if not better, than a 60 or cutters. As good or better as a $60 pair. So, boom. I hope you guys enjoy. We'll come up with some new videos. I've got to do another one on the Graver. The Graver's working great. It's more that, like, I just suck at engraving. But, one of these days I'm going to do one on this thing. Because this, seriously, like, if you can spare $50, best tool I have. 100% the most used tool, the most versatile. This thing works for everything because, you know, it's got this flex shaft attached, and it's a decent flex shaft. Yeah, it may not be one of those, like, ones that has the motor and the handle that can do really amazing stuff, but it's good enough. But anyway, that's another video and another time. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for dropping in. Hope you're having a wonderful week, and we'll see y'all again soon. Bye. Hey guys, just want to take a quick second to thank my moderators, social media managers, Bella and Iris. I want to take a second to thank my patrons. We don't have a Patreon. When I say patrons, I mean those who supported my artwork and helped me keep these videos going. And just all of you. Without all of you, this wouldn't be possible. You're all absolutely amazing. For more videos on how to do more advanced wire wrapping and basic wire wrapping, other jewelry making stuff, check out the rest of my channel. Have a great day.